My name is Karen Locke, and this is the Internal Family Systems intro for people who are interested in internal family systems but might not know much about it. So I just thought I would do an intro to that for people that are on the web, on my website, on some Facebook pages I host. So welcome. So the first thing I want to just talk a little bit about is what internal family systems is. You might have heard those words, but not really be sure what they are. So internal family systems is a form of psychology, and it combines a couple different things. It combines multiplicity of the mind. So it kind of goes along with the people who have discovered that people have different parts of them kind of within their personality there. So they're called sub-personalities. And so the illustration up there is kind of a little acting out of those, but you might have like an impish part of yourself and a critical part of yourself, and just different parts of yourself. So that would be the first part. And then it also goes with systems thinking. And so systems thinking would say that all of those parts actually have roles to play in your internal system. And so there might be parts that have protective roles, and so they try to make sure that you stay safe during the day. There might be parts that are really stuck in the past and are kind of unhealthy or exiled there, and there might be parts that are distractors, that are trying to keep your mind off some strong feelings. So those all might be different parts that are part of the system. So between multiplicity and systems thinking, that's the combination that made up internal family systems. It was started by Dr. Richard Schwartz, and the main website for IFS is centerforselfleadership.org. So we'll move on to the next page. And so I thought maybe I would tell a little bit about what has happened with me since I worked on internal family system, which has been over about the last 20 years or so. So before that, things on the left side of this page were kind of happening to me. Emotions would ambush me. I'd be suddenly upset or suddenly really happy, and I didn't always know exactly why. I'd have trouble making decisions. I felt kind of frozen. Sometimes relationship issues would just kind of overwhelm me, and I wouldn't be able to function very well. And I didn't like anger very much, so it came out sideways. And since I've started working with IFS, I'm kind of more prepared for those upsets that come around in life. And I kind of know how to work with the parts of me that are upset. I can listen to the conflicting inner parts, the parts that have one viewpoint and the parts that have another viewpoint, and try to kind of work with them to get a better solution. I can console the sad parts. So if the relationship issues are seeming really, really huge, I can actually deal with those within myself rather than trying desperately to find another relationship to meet those needs. And I can speak for angry parts rather than denying that I have them. And so I don't know, it might be some of you at this point are kind of saying, oh, she sounds a little crazy. And I'm glad I don't have those parts. So for those people, you might just think about a little bit about some of the common things in life. Do you ever beat yourself up? You make a mistake, and then suddenly, instead of the person yelling at you, you're yelling at you and just kind of telling yourself how horrible it is and everything. So that actually in IFS would probably be described as inner critic. If you fail to keep a resolution, if you've decided to diet or exercise, you've decided to quit an addiction, there might be parts of you that really, really want to do that. And then there might also be parts that kind of sabotage that, right? And go back to the food and go back to that laying on the couch instead of exercising. And so that's kind of an indication that there's parts of you that it probably would be good to work with. Do you ever procrastinate? So you have a part that really, really wants to get things done, and then the other parts kind of put it off and find really reasons not to. So, and then sometimes a lot of us feel like a kid every once in a while. Like, if you get called into the boss's office, sometimes you have kind of these flashbacks to, oh, I remember sixth grade when I got called to the principal or things like that. So that might be a part that actually really is stuck in the past, and it would be good to use IFS to help them get out of that. And so just knowing that everybody has these parts, that they are normal, but the thing that we haven't done until now is been able to work with them and help find ways to deal with them. So that's one of the things that internal family systems does. So these are some of the benefits that you could think of after learning more about IFS. So you might be able to notice when parts are triggered. So instead of letting it go and letting it go until you get really upset and kind of blow up at people, you might start noticing within your body or in your feelings, I feel like there's a part of me that's kind of upset about something, and I may need to figure out what it is before it gets too bad. It might be good then to help you find your center. In IFS, we call that yourself with a capital S, so that you can help in your upset parts yourself. So there are actually ways of working, doing little therapy sessions with yourself using your center and yourself. To also find and to befriend parts of you that you may not even know about. Sometimes people have skills that they may not know about. They might have an organized part or an adventurous part or something like that. And so it might help you find to befriend those parts, and also some of the parts that you don't like very much, like the critics. IFS will help you get to know them and know what it is that they're trying to do, because all these parts are actually trying to help you, even if it doesn't seem like they are. IFS is one of the main purposes is to heal old inner wounds that we got when we were children, so that we're more healthy as adults. And then a lot of those parts that are doing these jobs, are doing the protection and all those things, what they really came here for in our systems was joy and liveliness and creativity. And so once they get done doing those old jobs of trying to protect us from old things that aren't even around anymore, you'll have more creativity and more life in you. So this was the first of a series of videos so that people can start learning about IFS. And I hope you stay tuned for the next one. Thanks a lot. This is Karen Locke. My website is emotionalhealingcoach.org. Thank you. Bye.